I'll go.
Okay.
The classes that you're taking out, obviously you talked about it today, but I just wanted to make sure I have my voice recorder on. But I wanted to make sure exactly what was being integrated where. The Scion of Set and the Lich are being taken out, and they're being integrated into which classes, and is one of the classes getting a name change to the Tempest of Set?
Yep.
Okay. So which,
You wanna grind the abilities?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure you've probably heard some of it, but I mean, we don't, I don't really view it as removing classes, because we've more or less condensed them, and what we found was, one of the tool sets was a bit too narrow. It was pigeonholing people, and they weren't finding that fun. And like I said earlier, a lot of our classes are very hybrid. Our roles are very broad. We want people to experience variety in their gameplay. So what we did is we took those two classes and we took basically all their cool abilities and all the stuff people enjoyed and wrapped them into something that's more coherent. The Tempest of Set, which used to be the Stormcaller and Scion, has basically the abilities of both of them.
Okay.
And it's been re-themed basically around a whole set priest type thing. And the response to that internally has been very favorable, and I think the external stuff that people know has also been favorable, so we're really happy. I mean, we were not very content with the two classes as they were, and when we combined them and started meshing out the new theme, it really meshed well together, and I think the resulting class is really, really fun.
The only thing is that the class that now called Tempest of Set, formerly called Scion of Set, formerly called Stormcaller, formerly called Druids of the Storm, is the most renamed character or class in MMO history. So that's the only thing. Like, we wanted to make sure it got a couple more name changes before launch, and then.
So that explains the priest one. To in regard to the Lich, the Lich we found was a little too similar to the Herald. They both played, they had a very similar vision. That was kind of our fault initially for making two classes that were a bit too much the same. The Lich, what people really enjoyed was the theme, the undead, evil, overlord type stuff, and we thought that really fit well with the Necromancer class, which we've been trying to evolve over the last bit to set it apart from the Demonologist.
Okay.
So the Necro does get an ability now, or an optional ability, to transform into a Lich, in addition to some of his other cooler abilities. It already went along with his whole undead, evil theme, so they fit well together, and I think the resulting class is a more interesting and more versatile class.
Can you tell us a bit about what has been preserved from the two classes?
Almost everything actually. Most of the abilities. The Lich. The only thing from the Lich that was removed is the Necromancer is still a caster class. The Lich was more of a melee oriented, and the Necro is still a caster class. But he has all the kind of spells and trigger abilities that the Lich had. The Druid of the Scion of Tempest of Set of whatever. The Tempest of Set basically has both tool sets almost completely.
Okay.
Only re-themed to the Set priest theme.
Okay, that makes sense.
The only thing I want to add to that is just the interesting thing is that people view class reveals and class balance marketing material that we do as a contract, and it makes it very hard for me to do my job properly, which is to make the game fun, because we basically have to make a decision: how much is this gonna shake the boat versus how much worse is the boat gonna float when it's launched. So to do it, and I wish I could just reveal the finished game at day end and just say, here you go, have fun. But that's part of it. And yes, we expect that there will be some upset people from this. And for them, we are truly sorry, and we try to preserve what we can in these classes when we merge them up.
Yeah, I think as long as you keep everything from the other two classes, like Evan was saying, I mean, I don't think there should be too many people.
We're not heartless. I mean, I think all of us on the character development team are gamers. I mean, I'm an MMO player. I've been an MMO player for years, so
Yeah.
I know how it feels, you know, when classes are changed. But I mean, in the end, we want to make a fun game,
Sure.
and that's our end goal. So we'll do whatever it takes to make sure that the classes at launch are as fun as we can make them.
Okay, Igor, one question.
Simple question. In some previous interview, you mentioned that you will allow to skip 1 to 20 level area. It's not a beta, so will you allow it in release?
We will have the opportunity to skip 1 to 5 most likely, not 1 to 20. What we've done there is we've opened the world up and let you leave Tortage instead, as I told you earlier today.
So skip 1 to 5 and leave Tortage after that?
Yeah, you can leave Tortage, but there won't be any low-level content outside of the hub found in Tortage. But you do not have to do the Destiny quest over again. You understand what I mean? You don't have to do the Destiny quest like following the path during night.
If there are no low-level content outside, how do I level it?
There are low-level non-quest low-level content.
Non-quest.
Yeah.
I can also add
Okay,
something
yeah, sure.
really quick. The reason that we originally allowed the skipping of 1 to 20 was that long ago you didn't pick your class. You didn't pick your specialized class until you became level 20. So you were just a mage, and then when you got to level 20 you picked, I'm going to be a demonologist. But since that's been changed, so we're choosing our class earlier in the game. That has allowed us to introduce new class abilities starting at level 5 instead of level 20. So they're
Even
really,
at level 1.
yeah, even at level 1 you get a few startup things. So because we're introducing that right away now, there's